Thank you for joining in and welcome to the MetaLogix Replicator Quick Take Session 6. My name is Chris Ryan and I will be covering replication map families and the usage of events to change replication behavior. Please feel free to ask questions during the session. If I do not get a chance to respond, please send an email to our support team and one of us will respond at our earliest convenience. As usual, like all of the other quick take sessions, this session will be available online within our MetaLogix knowledge base site. All right. So basically, the first thing I'll be going through is the creation of a map family, as well as reviewing some of the options in the map with regards to the events available. Okay, so at this point, I already have replication enabled. I'm using a virtual server with two separate web applications, one representing Toronto, one representing Vancouver. So again, both web applications are already enabled. The connections are already set up. So at this point, I'm going to just begin from setting up the map family. So I'm just going to name this map family. I'll create a web app map family. So I'll say WAMF. And I'm going to use the scope for the entire web application. I'm using an existing replication group, so I'm just going to select OK here. And sorry, I'm going to use the option for immediate for my replication changes. All right, so I'll select OK. Okay, so the first option is to enable this map family. Default is yes. And enable replication maps that inherit this replication map. For now, I'm going to say yes. Later, I'll maybe disable that just to show some more options. So by default, we have for web application, site collection add as an event that is selected by default. Site collection events, website list item workflow, and look and feel. For now, I'm going to go into site collection, advanced settings, and these are all the possible events to select or for replicator to listen to which should be replicated. So I'm going to just clear this out for now. And within websites, I want to keep everything for now in there. Then look and feel. I'm going to leave everything except for site theme update. Sorry. Okay. And I'll select OK. All right. So we'll just wait for this map family to replicate across to the target. Okay, so it did complete. All right, so at this point, basically I'm going to show how everything in this top site I want to be replicated apart from websites and a theme. So for example, Toronto is this ugly color. Vancouver is the standard. In Toronto, well, basically we want to allow people to have their own look and feel In this case, it's going to be the site theme. So I'm going to change this site theme. I'll give it classic in Toronto and select apply. And because I deselected the site theme from within the look and feel of the map family, that should not be captured. So I'll just review that. Oopsie. Okay, so my mistake. I deselected site tree view instead of site theme, so that will be captured. But that'll make a good example of what's happening. So since I didn't deselect it, I should see that update going across. Okay, and it did. So Toronto's classic theme. And if I do a refresh here, this should also be classic, which it is. All right. So now I'm going to go back into my map family. And so, for example, in Toronto, we have shared shared documents exist in both Toronto and Vancouver, but I want to keep that separate. What people upload in Toronto, I don't want them to receive that in Vancouver and vice versa. So I'm going to go into my map family, select the view maps, and I'll scroll down to the actual website for Toronto. And I'm going to go into lists. And currently everything is selected for replication. So I'm going to deselect, I'll just deselect the one shared document. Okay. And I'll make that save. So that change is going to also get replicated to Vancouver and also deselect that list on the Vancouver side. So also, if you go into the site settings from the actual site level, we should see that that list is not available for replication. So we'll see that within site settings, underneath the Metalogix replicator heading, within view replication maps, and just verify within lists. And in here, oh, okay, sorry, 1 second. Sorry about this, guys. Oh. Oh, okay. I actually changed it in Vancouver. Right. Okay. So, sorry. I changed it in Vancouver rather than Toronto first. So it's on the way to Toronto, that replication. But as I was saying, you can just verify what lists are selected from within the actual site settings by going into site settings, beneath the Metalogix replicator heading, and selecting view replication maps, and then choosing lists. Okay. Okay, and now in Toronto I see that shared documents is deselected. So at this point, you could upload whatever you want in the Toronto shared documents and with no worries of people in Vancouver seeing what's happening in Toronto Library. I'll just upload a document from here. And Replicator is going to skip that since it's no longer listening for that shared documents library. Okay, so just a reminder, I see that some more people joined in. Again, you could view this session online in the Medalogix knowledge base site at your convenience. And also, please feel free to ask any questions if you have any. All right. Okay, so I'll also upload an item in the Vancouver library. And again, that's going to stay in Vancouver since we're not listening for this library. All right, so no item is created for that last document that I just uploaded. Okay. You could go on. There's various things you could do with the events in the map. You could also actually customize a specific map. So I have a HR site over here. Well, in both Toronto and Vancouver. I don't want it to use the same rules as these top level maps. So in here, I could break inheritance. So inherit replication events from parent map family, no. Okay, so for this, I want only website list and list item to be selected. Oh, so actually, okay, I'll select everything in this section. All right, so we'll select OK. And you'll notice that there's a customization for this map by this icon. This basically shows that it's enabled, but it's using a custom map as it's no longer inheriting. All right, so we'll browse to the site. And this one, I'll edit this page. And I'll move this picture. Just, I don't know, just something to show. Okay, so I'll save this change. And since look and feel is being listened for, we will pick that up with our replication. Okay, so here's the HR site, and in here, it's showing the web part update. We're listening for it, and it's saying that it will be replicated as part of the list item update, which is now being transferred. All right, so that was also replicated across. So this was a short demonstration, but if any of you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them. If anything comes up afterwards, again, feel free to email the question in, and our support team will get back to you as soon as we can. I'll just wait a few minutes to see if there's any questions. Okay, so thank you everyone for taking the time to join into the session. Please stay tuned for our next ones and reach out if you have any questions. All right, thank you. Bye.